So let's say that Kratos was able to keep all of the weapons, magic, equipment, and abilities that he acquires throughout all of the games. How powerful would Kratos be then? Going all the way through Ragnarok, I have here the best weapons, items, magic, and equipment that would only add to his insanity of power. Let's get into it. Alright, well, let's start with an easy one. His fists and strength in general. If you have seen my Kratos Explained video, you will understand that Kratos' physical strength is unbelievable, and being punched or kicked by him would devastate just about anyone he comes across. With just his strength, Kratos was able to flip Tyr's temple, which Mimir, the smartest man alive, specifically notes that the temple itself is rooted to the 9 realms. The Blades of Chaos. These blades were created in a primordial fire and were provided to Kratos after he pledged himself to Ares. The blades are able to ignite flames even in hell, where it is so cold that fire cannot exist. Kratos' Spartan Rage. This is a rage that Kratos has shown several times throughout the games, where he will receive a huge amp in his power and speed. It's typically a short duration, but has come out clutch for Kratos in pull-in victories. The Leviathan Axe. This axe was created by Brock and Sindri, who also created Mjolnir. This axe was also able to clash with Thor's hammer, which with Thor's combined strength was able to send the world serpent back into time with his strike. This same axe was able to leave an open wound on Thor, which appeared to be one of the only things capable of leaving a wound on the Norse god. Something else to note is that with the combined strength of Kratos and the Leviathan Axe, they were able to overwhelm Thor, who was in an amped up state with his lightning coursing through him. We also have the Gauntlet of Zeus. This gauntlet was something Zeus requested be created by Hephaestus, right after Zeus put an end to the ancient war. It's noted, quote, that would bind the Titans to the very walls of Tartarus, end quote. Kratos used this when fighting Persephone and Atlas at the end of God of War Chains of Olympus. Here, Kratos would hit the chains that were attached to Atlas and use the gauntlet to lock up Atlas's arms that he was using to attack Kratos. Keep in mind, Atlas was so powerful that it took the combined effort of Poseidon and Hades to defeat the Titan, along with the fact that Atlas was imprisoned while holding up the entire heavens on his shoulders. Along with this is early Kratos, as this takes place before the very first God of War game. So imagine this being combined with the base strength Kratos has, where he is able to push back Zeus when they are both pushing against the Blade of Olympus when they are inside Gaia, and Kratos is able to win against the King of Olympus. Charon's Wrath. This ability was what Kratos retrieved when defeating Charon. With this power, Kratos was able to unleash Charon's wrath on his enemies, and it would typically stun and hurt his enemies, allowing him to maximize the time to fight other foes or inflict more damage on the enemy that was targeted by this magic. The Fire of Ares. This is an ability that allows Kratos to amplify the Blades of Chaos, slam them into the ground, and create a small quake in the earth. So imagine what they would do to an enemy with the strength Kratos currently has, and how powerful the blades themselves are. The Ice of Poseidon. This is an ability that Kratos has for the Blades of Chaos as well, which allows Kratos to freeze his enemies. The Lightning of Zeus. This is an ability that allows Kratos to amplify the Blades of Chaos, which allow Kratos to electrify his enemies with the blinding quick attacks of Zeus. Keep in mind, this is retrieved by the earliest game, and that being God of War Ascension, where Zeus's lightning would be the fastest thing in the Greek era, and Hermes himself could not perceive Zeus's lightning. The Soul of Hades. This is an ability that allows Kratos to amplify the Blades of Chaos as well, but this allows Kratos to summon the souls of the underworld to do his bidding. The Amulet of Ouroboros. This item can show the life and death of an object. The Oath Stone of Orcos. This allowed Orcos to be in 2 places at once, which allowed Kratos to get out of the Furies' snare that he was originally unable to get out of, and then retaliate against them. The Sun Shield. This shield allowed Kratos to reflect projectiles and specifically noted beams as well. Poseidon's Rage. This was but a fraction of Poseidon's rage, which simply Poseidon's voice would make the earth shake. This power would cast lightning around Kratos and would allow him to hover while he's casting it on his enemies. Medusa's gaze. This allowed Kratos to freeze his enemies into stone and then quickly destroy them. Zeus's fury. This ability allowed Kratos to throw Zeus's lightning bolts at enemies. To add to this, in the God of War 2 book, it's stated by Zeus that a basic lightning bolt from him would kill Poseidon or Hades, which are the other two most powerful gods, which means that this lightning would be unbelievably strong. The army of Hades. This allows Kratos to summon the souls of the underworld to fight with him. The blade of Artemis, provided by Artemis, where she shared that she used the same blade to kill a Titan. Thera's bane. This one allowed Kratos' blade to be imbued with the Titan Thera's power. Scourge of Erinyes. Here, I'm going to let you listen to how it's said.
Erinyes.
This is a power that Kratos receives where it's described as, quote, a power that no mortal nor god should possess, end quote. Then when using it, it's further described that it creates eternal voids. The Blade of Olympus. This blade is what ended the great war between the Greek gods and the Titans. It was also created by Zeus himself. This also drained Kratos' god powers to make him immortal again. It killed Kratos and would later kill the king of Olympus, Zeus. Kronos' Rage. This power was provided by Kratos and has some abilities to allow Kratos to combine it with items like the Amulet of Fates to manipulate time. Atlas's Quake. This power was provided by Atlas and was described for creating earthquakes when used. The Amulet of Fates. In combination with Kronos' Rage, it was described to allow Kratos to move swiftly through time while everything around him slows. The Golden Fleece, another shield that deflects projectiles and beams for even more defense. The Urn of Olympus. So this is less lore and more game mechanic extras, but I figured I'd mention it because it's even more fun, as this grants Kratos with infinite magic, which now we can imagine Kratos wielding this and all the magic we just mentioned earlier, he can use it infinitely. The Urn of Prometheus. Same as Urn of Olympus, except infinite rage, so Kratos would never run out of it. The Claws of Hades. These hooks grant Kratos the power over souls themselves. So imagine every soul that Kratos would later retrieve from this weapon and combine it with the soul of Hades to summon the souls of the underworld as well. The Boots of Hermes. These provided Hermes with the speed that he possessed, making him only second to Zeus. So imagine how fast Kratos is with the shoes, since he was actually able to capture and defeat Hermes without them. This one's a little bit more fun, but it's Hercules' Shoulder Guard. It's a bonus item that just straight up has the description of decreased damage by a third. So, not bad. Now that we've gone over everything, just how powerful does all of this make Kratos? So let's get into Kratos' elements that he now wields. Kratos would be able to use ice attacks from both the Leviathan Axe and the Blades of Chaos, which make the blades even more valuable since the axe can be thrown and retrieved. Wielding Zeus's lightning is arguably one of the best of these elements in Kratos' arsenal now. This lightning Zeus was able to use against Gaia and Kratos at the same time to send Kratos down to the underworld, along with what I mentioned earlier where it was noted that Poseidon and Hades would die to a basic lightning bolt by Zeus. But imagine Kratos is able to take his base stats, use the power of Kronos to manipulate time, and also use Realm Shift to further add to this speed. Oh, and don't forget, Kratos has infinite magic and will be able to cast these like there is no tomorrow. These combinations would absolutely destroy all the foes that Kratos comes across in the Norse era. But wait, we haven't even talked about the most powerful thing that Kratos has ever acquired, the power of hope. This is provided when Kratos opens Pandora's box and enables him with the power to defeat Ares. This is the same power that would allow Kratos to defeat Zeus himself. So at this point, Kratos going through the Norse era would be as difficult as lore Kratos opening a basic chest. There wouldn't be anything that would stop Kratos, and at this point has too many hacks, too many amplifiers, no limit to the magic or his rage, and his weapons only add to this madness. Let me know what you think of the video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks, and I will see you in the next one.